All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Crypto Remora. This is an urgent live stream. Crypto is crashing. It's going to shit. What are we doing here, Siri? What are we doing here, man?
We're freaking out. Nobody ever warned us that we could fall below 90K.
I just drank all my coffee, too.
What are we gonna do? All right, guys. This is it, man. This is what we've
Give
been
it to
waiting
us,
for.
man. What are we waiting for?
This is what we've been waiting for, guys. We said if it fell below 90, we said have a plan either way. The most important thing, you can't guess what way it's going to go all the time, but
Why?
when you have an idea where it's going to go and you at least have a plan in the back of your head, okay, it went there. You're better off than 90% of the market, guys. So if you've been watching Crypto or More, if you've been paying attention to the channel, at least for the last 3 months, me and Wes have been watching this area for you guys. And it did break. The straw broke. We're at 86 right now. So we're $6,000 away from the CME gap. So what the hell does that mean, Sierra? Are we going there? You've been saying we're going there once we fall below 90. I can hear you guys right now in the chat saying that under your breath. Well, we don't know yet. Wes,
are we going there, Siri? Are we going there?
He had the last level in the sand at 88 and 86, or I'm sorry, 88. And what was your other level?
No, the last line in the sand was, I just sent a picture of it. The last line in the sand was exactly where we hit, man, was that previous wick. No, we have one more wick, dude, that's at 85, but it's nothing, dude. So the last strong level that we had was where we wicked to, man. We came down and wicked and actually hit it, and we're bouncing off that now, still in that bottom support level, which is at 86. So that last line in the sand was 86 that we've talked about since we came into this range. And we finally hit it, man. I did not think we were going to go there and hit it, but we did, and we were aware of that area. So it's okay. It's okay. Stop panicking, everybody. Or do we panic, Sierra? What are we doing here, man?
So did my screen show up on the left? I'm trying to add it. I added the screen share, but I don't know if it's added to the show.
Got you, man.
Okay, here we go, guys. So look at this curve on this total global market cap. This is the number that we've been watching. This is the chart that I've been watching specifically to see how much momentum is going to be behind that sort of a free fall, and is it going to matter? Are we going to go? Do the bears have enough gas in the tank to push us to the CME gap? Well, when you look at total global right here, this does not look good, even on the max chart. I mean, this is big enough to show up on the max chart. So let's zoom in. Let's see exactly what's going on. Let's go to the weekly real quick. Okay, so you can see our line in the sand for the longest time. I'll go to the 2 week. You could see we bounced multiple times. I was watching this level 3.2, 3.2, 3.2, 3.2, 3.2. Boom, fell through it like a brick. So look at this steep incline. This is not what we wanted to see for downward movement. But when you do see that sort of a sharp pitch, okay, now we're going to zoom in. So let's go back to the weekly, still sharp. Let's go back to the daily, fairly sharp, no support. Obviously on the daily, but let's go to the 3 months, see if that shows any more info. Okay, so this shows you, is there any floor below us? No. So is there enough momentum right now to go to the CME gap based on total global market cap? And let's go to your previous peak over here. Let's go over here and look. Straight up 3 trillion, dude. Mm-hmm. So where are you at right now? So if that last peak was 3 trillion and we're at 3, we're just under 3 right now. I mean, yeah, dude. We're at 2.9.
Oh, wow.
2.965. Mm-hmm. So we have breached officially the total global market cap. This is what I want to look at real quick, Wes, because I haven't went up close yet today. I just got my coffee and was like, wait a minute. Oh, shit, we snapped. All right, so let's get the 3 month real quick. Just see what kind of anything we got going on. You guys make sure you hit like and subscribe on the channel. We're keeping you up to date here. 3-month looks fell below it right here. Let me go to the year real quick, Wes. Oh shit. What the hell's going on here?
I think I lost Sierra. He's back at the house, man. That's how you
She's
know he's back
freezing.
at the house.
Give me a second.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't lose you. You stayed on. Wow.
Yeah, no, it
I had
was
to restream.
getting glitch crazy, and then if you hit another tab, let's see.
Here, I got my trading view ready to roll, man.
Yeah, just give me 1 sec. Charge boy, give me 1 sec, charge boy.
Look at all that liquidity we got above us, man. If we do go down, I don't think we go down any further. I don't think we go to the CME gap, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it.
All right, well let me look at what you got then, because yeah, I mean, I didn't even get a chance to look at Bitcoin yet, so let me see what you're looking at though.
All right, so this first of all, I think this is important, guys. We like to look at the liquidation heat map. This is the 24-hour. You see all of the liquidity below us has been wiped out, and we finally built up enough shorts and have a lot of liquidity right directly above us. I want to say 92 is going to be that first area of that pocket of liquidity. So we could, I mean, you can see there's a little bit right under us, so we could dip down a little bit more, retouch that 86,000. But I do think eventually we come up here to wipe out all this liquidity and all the shorts, get a nice little short squeeze and wipe them out. So I just wanted to show that. And then even on the 24-hour, or excuse me, 48-hour, you can see the 48-hour, all the liquidity is above us. And now mine's going to act like a bitch. All right. That's the 48-hour, all that liquidity above us. Go to the 1 week.
You can't scroll lower on that chart, huh? Like you can't get. There's nothing. There's literally nothing down there.
And there's literally nothing. So that takes us all the way to 83. So we're seeing, guys, when you can see all this liquidity that was building up below us, and then compare it to right here. And it's just, you give them the reason to take the price down there to wipe out that liquidity. And man, dude, these longs have been crushed, dude, crushed. Looks like we got a nice little 5-wave pattern to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I am looking for a correction sometime soon on this. Let's look at the actual.
Wouldn't that be a bitch
here
if they brought us this close to the CME gap only to fake us out? I said that last night too. I said, what if they did that? Because that could be a very real scenario to where they've got all eyes on this level, right? They've got me and you looking at it. They got every other KOL or whatever. Everybody's looking at it, and everybody knows the gap is at 80. So what they're gonna do? Maybe like get everybody to rack up more shorts here, and then just break everybody's neck and go back up.
So guys, this is that line in the sand, and this is what I was talking about on the daily chart, at least. Okay. All right. So first of all, I want to go ahead and say it, man. Look, I have been getting crushed on the short-term direction of the market. Absolutely crushed. And there's a reason why I said 4 weeks ago why I wasn't trading this. And this is exactly why. Because you would have thought yesterday us ranging around here and being on support, you would think, all right, this could be a potential time to long, right? And that's just not the case, man. We're not in control. The bulls are not in control, man. So we lost that level. We knew that if we lost that level, we were coming down to retest this downtrending level of support. We bounced on that, hit the top, and then we fell through it. Now we knew, all right, we fall out of this green zone. We're going to that final line in the sand. That's where we are. That's where we bounced. And we bounced pretty nicely on that, to be honest with you. So that was a hard push to the downside. We're getting a nice bounce right there, though. And you can see these wicks here. When we first came into the zone, we got resistance to the top. And then we have our support on the bottom when we came into it. That's kind of why I'm not looking at this, because we opened, hit our head, and then dropped back down. And then we just kind of ranged around here. So that's one little wick. It is there. We could go to it. that 85, just be aware of that. But I think that this is a little more important, hitting our head and then bouncing here to move out of it. Support, and you can see we kind of used it as support here, got close. We're looking at this as ranges, guys. But right now, I just want to point out we are at a major level of support. This is the final line in the sand. We lose this, we're going to the CME gap. That's all there is, man. That's all there is, dude. Just know that.
And that's such a, by the way, you guys, the move has just been made. The big move just happened. So don't be too scared. You know, I hate to say that we told you so about this, the gap area, and then it not to go to the gap and only stay $5,000 away from it, because the reality of the situation
We can
is
still go there.
the hold at this level is not, I don't see, I see a decent bounce. I don't see a level that will hold us at all. Like, in other words, it will be so easy for them to drop us below this level that I'm not saying it's going to happen. Get me right here. This is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying it's definitely happening. All I'm saying is it's so easy at this point for the market makers to go, you know what? What's another freaking $3,000-$4,000? Let's go ahead and move that bitch and take the CME out. So psychologically, this is when you have to have your psychological hat on for the market, because TA is not going to help you right now. This is one of those dead zones where TA will give you your levels.
It'll give you the area of support.
It'll give you the area, but
you know where we're going.
It ain't going to tell you which direction we're about to go, though. Like, so that's the scary part. You have to use your thinking cap right now, I believe. And what you have to think of is, okay, you're in the middle of the chess game. What is your opponent about to do? You need to know which way your opponent's about to move. And how you should be thinking about this is your opponent is one other asshole on the other side of your computer counter trading you right now. What is he going to do? He just shorted. He just made that massive move. He knows, you know, the CME gap's there. He knows it's there. What is that other trader across the monitor going to do right now? And that's how, that's a very old stock market tactic where you treat the entire market as one person. So if you're playing that other guy, what are you going to do?
Yeah. So could they be faking us out here, man? Could this be a fake out? Come down, hit that support level, go to like wick below it to make people think we're going to that CME gap. So wick below that last line in the sand. Don't close below it, but just a nice wick below it to make people think that we're going to the CME gap, load up some more shorts, and then fake everybody out and push back to the upside.
Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that no one looks. We could get a complete snapback all the way up to 96.
Yeah.
See where we just fell through that box? We could snap back and hit our head there. So in other words, they just wrecked us on the short. What if they wreck us on a long right now, go up to 96, 97, and then say, psych, mother sucker, and then bring it down? And I would say that that's almost more likely than continuing to drop here, because now that everyone's in front of their computer, you know, the market maker's like, okay, shit, we're kind of bouncing, we're going sideways. Obviously, the market maker held us there for a reason, temporarily. So he's either pausing for his next move or he's going to do something. What I would guess right now is I think they take us. I think we have I think these are like scam candles. You know what I'm saying? These are the candles that someone was trying to purposefully make massive candles to scare you.
Yeah.
That's what these kind of candles are. These are either wipeout candles or fear candles. So my guess would be, Wes, I think they take us down with the fear, and then I think they take us up with the greed. They bring it all right back.
Yeah.
There's very, very high potential that we bounce and go right back up to 96 from here, and then continue down using that freaking 96K as resistance yet a few more times.
Yeah.
And then bring us down to the gap. That could be the move in play. So if that's the case, you got to be real careful.
So something that I've been talking about, guys, on the live streams for the last couple of weeks is the similarities between this move, this consolidation area that we've had here. Let me get this so I can, and then this over here, right? There's a lot of similarities. We talked about that. And if you switch it to the weekly, it's a little easier to see here. Let's see. So I'm looking at this here, almost like we come up into this range, we come down, up, get that wick where we close below that previous capitulation area right here. And then if you look on this side, you come up, come down, come up, get the wick, close below this capitulation, and then we start to move up. We're kind of seeing the same thing happen there.
Put it this
Not only
way.
on the
Put it this way, we're going to 80K. I just don't know if we're going there today or the next day, but we will most likely go fill that freaking gap. Is looking at this chart. Sorry to interrupt. I just had to say that.
no, you're good.
I don't think it's a question at this point of are we going to fill the gap?
Mm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to fill that gap. But
Yeah.
it's
So I'm just
yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just looking at, what's happened previously. And that's all this is, man, is narrowing down the likeliness of the next move. And looking back here, man, if you look at your RSI and the fact that this entire move is summing up to be pretty much what happened here, I thought we were a little bit ahead of this. I thought we were more on this end, right? And I thought we were going to blast off. That didn't happen. Right now, we have our RSI way oversold. The last time that happened was that crossover, that death cross that happened here. What just happened recently? We got a death cross. What happened at this death cross? That was our capitulation. What's happening right now? We're going to that final line in the sand. And then as well, man, we got our bullish divergence here, bullish divergence in the middle. And then we got our capitulation on the RSI. So a lot of things are looking really similar to what's happened before. Sierra's right. If we lose this level, we're probably going to that CME gap. But as of right now, man, it's holding up, and we're oversold like a motherfucker, dude. And I'm just looking at what's happening now and what's happened previously.
I see that, Wes. I see the bullish case, okay? But what we also have to realize is when you cross through those EMAs, like in that last pattern, the sharp cross, you usually have one or two snapbacks to the upside after the sharp cross.
Yeah.
And you don't break through it. So what I'm saying is if where we're at right now, we just had two massive candles to the downside.
Right. Yep.
Which is what's leading me to believe that we will get a snapback to that 96K level.
I think so too. But I do think that we track down a little lower because in the immediate is what I'm saying. I think that the pain could be over for now, dude. These are daily candles. You see what happened. You see what happened here on the death cross. We got that capitulation. But then what else happened, dude? We came up and closed higher. We came up. We had that snapback like Sierra's talking about, and we tracked up, right? Little fake out, but we did start tracking up, which would have been a very good trade. But then we came all the way back down to make that inverse head and shoulders here, and that was when we reversed. I still think that we are in the process of trying to reverse. And I think that this is just part of it, man. I mean, it's the exact same thing that happened back here that's happening here, man. I just can't help but to see all the similarities. And we could, man. I mean, this thing is now we have a downward sloping support level, right? And so we could come back and hit that level again before we bounce off.
Let's look at the market structure. Keep it right there for a sec. Look at the market structure right now. You've got we had this weird pump up to 90K, and then we got this stupid, slightly upward fucking movement, which I hate. I don't want to see that. After a big move up, I want to see a sharp move down. Yeah, that whole ugly ass
I hate that.
pattern.
I know.
That shit is ugly as hell. It's like an upside down Batman with some bullshit. When I saw that, I said, I don't like this because
it did it back here.
It's a stupid shape. There's no indication of a flag. Like usually if you move up to 90K and then you flag out, you kind of flag down and then you wait for that next move up. That's what I want to see. Whenever I see something going up, it's bearish to me. It's just my psychology. When I saw it slanting upward, I was like, this is stupid bearish structure. So here's what I will say about this move. It would be a lot easier than everybody thinks for them to move the market to $72,000. I don't want to say that to be that guy, but I mean, the next level is 72. That's a major level below us is way the hell down there. So we're not going to just say that we're going there. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we're filling the gap today.
Yeah.
But I am telling you that this entire structure that we are built up on top of right now is weak as shit at best. You've only got you've got nothing at 90K basically. Nobody's bought Bitcoin between 72 and 90 on the charts. The charts are raw in between that price range, and that's not to say I'm bearish. It's just to say that I'm totally looking at that level, and I want to know who owns that a whale owns that level, Wes, from 72 to 90. There's a
Yeah.
whale that pushed those candles there. That was a whale
Mm.
right there. That's a whale move. So this whole range is already owned by a whale. We don't know who it is, but the question is, now that we're underneath that VPVR, how easy is it? Look at the
Yep.
path of least resistance. If this was
Yep.
water, it would go right into that fucking
Yep.
gap.
Yeah.
So
So this is that. Yeah, this is that gap that we've been talking about for a while now, and this is just one of the other reasons, guys. If we lose this level, this is just another reason, man. Facts, it's the chart. It's facts,
yes,
dude. There is a huge volume gap right there,
yeah,
and it doesn't start to build up. Let's look at this entire moves too, so we can see.
until $78,000, man.
Let this thing reset. Yeah, until this blue line, man, and that's why we got this line up, and then we had that downward sloping on the weekly. You can see it better,
That's
but
terrifying. That's
yeah,
terrifying when you look at it like this,
70 to
guys.
70 to
Don't
73. Yeah.
But keep this in mind. Just because the charts show that, do you know how many freaking buy orders Larry Fink and Michael Saylor have at fucking 80,000 and 70? I don't think you see 77,000. Just to get it clear, I think too much buying pressure comes in that it's like someone jumped out of a plane and then they threw a parachute under their
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah.
Right? There's going to be so many people rushing to buy right now that I don't think, even with the shorts going down to the CME gap, I don't think they have enough pressure to get to 72. I think Fink and Trump and Elon are going to be like buying that shit up so quick that you won't get that far of a fall. But to go to the CME gap is to wick down to the CME gap. Oh man, but I'm with Wes. Right now, I see the strength in the bulls are bouncing pretty hard. So that's why I said I'm leaning more towards the market makers taking one more final move up to 95,000, hit our head at that ceiling, and then continue down. So this could be something over the next week, possibly. Well, shit, not even a week, Wes, because if we came down that quick, certainly we can go back up that quick. So
Yeah.
within the next 2 days, we could absolutely have a bounce back up to 96. So the question is that a 50-50 move? Because right now for me, it's 50-50. Like I say, 50% chance we go back up to 96 and retrace this whole candle for the market makers to make a huge trade. They made one down, then they make one up.
Yeah.
That's 50%. And then the other 50% is, I guess we could go sideways or down. I guess it's hard to call, man. I can't make an official call right yet. I'm just saying I'm 50-50. We go to 96, but I'm not going to ignore the CME gap being this close to it. I can't ignore it.
Yeah, I don't think we can. I mean, it's definitely something that you've talked about for a while now. But I want to make something clear, man. I want to make something clear that this bull trend right here, this trend is not over until we close back below this
Absolutely.
previous, the extreme of wave one right
Absolutely.
here. So
Good
we
point.
are in the process of trying to fill out this correction wave 4, and we're looking for wave 5 to be that final drive. And this move, the entire move, is not over until we come back and close below the extreme of wave 1, man. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, make that clear, man. Just because we go down, go to 80K, hell, we can go to 79 as long as we're not back down here below that that kind of counter trend level, that extreme wave 1 here where we corrected.
That is a great point. And look at the last time, guys. The last time we crashed through this EMA, which is what we were talking about last week. I know I was talking about how the candles sliced through the body of the EMA. On that last pattern, it's what you had. You had a slice through, and then it kind of went up, and it got choppy. And then the closer the EMAs got to each other, then you had your upward movement. Well, look at your EMAs right now. Your EMAs are far apart, which means the next move for the EMA most likely is to pinch in, just like on the last move, the light blue and the dark blue lines, to pinch inward, and then you have that move backwards or back to the upside. So for that to happen, look what's happened right now on your chart. I mean, you got the candle slicing through the EMA perfectly, right? So if you have a bounce back up to that next upward level, 96 or 96K or whatever, and then you get another slice to the downside. By that time, the top blue line, the light turquoise line, rather, will start curving over like this here. And then when it does, where's it going to go? Well, right where his cross is at $86,000. So the reality of the situation is, if that blue line goes to 86 and you look down on the other pattern, well, the candles go lower than that line. So that tells me the possibility for that next candle or the next few candles to touch down at 80,000, to touch the CME gap, are very, 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 very likely to play out at this point. Now, could they skip over it? It would be if they skip over this somehow, like if they jump over, if they go this close to the CME and don't touch it, that just goes to show you how much control the whales actually have over the 2 million Bitcoin that are on the exchanges.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a tell-all. This next week in crypto is going to be, if you think it was crazy today, you ain't seen shit yet, because you're about to see how precise Wall Street is with money, and they can move shit and steer it through very narrow channels that you think are not possible. So this is very cool to watch play out. I've never actually seen this this close to a CME gap playing out, like right before our eyes. Like, it's this is a great learning experience for us, and I think for everybody.
For sure, man, for sure. Something that I just noticed that is actually kind of surprising me here is the ETH to Bitcoin chart. It's actually up 0.47%. Bitcoin's down 5.2. Ethereum's down 4.6. So that's kind of interesting, man, to see that. It's actually good to see. So yeah, man.
Alts are wrecked right now, you guys. Listen, if all right, if you guys are watching, you're catching in on the stream, you just got in. We are definitely covering the emergency plan, what our moves are. We've been talking about all that kind of stuff, but here's the deal. You guys got to keep in perspective what Wes has said. We are not in a downtrend yet. Like, even with all the scary shit, even with the CME gap, you guys have to keep in mind. We are still we're in a bull market still. This is not a bear market, which people say, what the hell are you talking about? This is not a bear market. This is not even I guess it's not even a trend yet. Is it
down 20% from the top? On the shorter time frames, we're in a downtrend. So your daily, your hourlies, or at least daily to 12
long
hours,
term,
4
we're
hours.
not even in a downtrend.
But on the weekly, on the monthly, we're still in an uptrend, man. Don't get it twisted here. We're still in an uptrend, and we're having a correction. We're only 21% down from the all-time high, from the previous all-time high. 21% down. 30% takes us to the
sentiment
CME.
Is bad though right now. You guys, if you guys are tuning in, please retrain your brain right now. The best thing I can tell you is, please don't panic right now. This is the time. If you have cash on the side, listen to me. I'm talking to you. If you have money on the side and you are investing in this space, retrain your brain. This is the good part. This is the deals. This is when you actually make money. This is one of those dips where you want to pay attention. Anywhere from 86 down to $76,000 should be your golden opportunity to buy whatever crypto you want to buy. So don't get it twisted. Just because we're showing you the downside, we're showing you that we could go lower. We're not telling you that you should be pulling your money out and like getting out of the market. That's not what we're doing. Because I know, Wes, I guarantee you there's going to be videos put out.
Oh, yeah, man.
In the next 2 hours of people saying, we're going to 10K, sell everything. And there are going to be people telling you that shit, and they're leading you down the wrong path. Do not listen to them.
Yeah. Please don't, man. Please don't. So, dude, it looks like we're trying to put in that, descending, broadening wedge, man. It just looks so similar to back here. So if I had to bet money on it, man, I would look to this chart for direction at this point, man. At this point, I would look to that chart for direction for sure.
And we got a little bit more of an incline or a decline on this descending broadening wedge, which is more bullish. The steeper downwards that the flag goes gives you more strength on the way up. That's why when I saw this move originally, I didn't like it, because you have a flagpole going up and then you get this stupid weak upward movement that this whole movement has sucked.
Yeah.
So to be honest, we're due this pump
We
because
are, man.
this structure sucks, and we're being held up on air. So the cool off, the resetting of the indicators, you guys, all this shit is a good thing. And you got the second, what is that? Take profit down there or stop loss? The
Yeah,
second
that's the
red
stop
one.
loss. Yeah.
Stop loss is at what, 76?
Yeah, stop loss is at the 0.5, which is going to be 82,343. 82,343 at the
Well, that's
0.5, and then the next
yeah.
one's the 0.618 at 75.6.
Right. So the 0.618 is right at 75 or $76,000.
6,000. Yep.
So that would more than clear the CME gap, and then also it would also bring it to the 618, which would be another bit of confluence there for that move
Yeah.
to play out. I mean,
And you can see on this move, man, we came down that capitulation wick where we called that reversal here, that inverse capitulation wick. Where did it go to? It went to the 0.5. It went to that
0.5.
49.3. So if we do go to the 0.5, man, that would be a hell of an opportunity for a trade. It could run into this, downward sloping trend right here, the support could run into that, man. And then we get that lower low, and then we make that inverse. So we could, 82, 83. Where's the CME gap, Siri?
Right. It's actually at 79.6 or something like that. It's like, I just keep calling it 80K because it's very close to 80K.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. Look at this as a range. We could wick below it, close that CME gap, and come back up and close above it. Or maybe we don't close it just yet. You know what I mean? Maybe it's on the next time we retest that.
You know what's interesting, Wes? Look at that green candle to the upside, and then look at the blue candle to the downside. The very first one that sent us up towards 90, and now look, that one, not that one, the one after it. This one, that one. So look where we are. We're kind of poking our head through that candle right now. So really,
yeah, there's that gap, volume gap there.
That whole candle, that whole bright green candle on the left in between the 0.5, that candle could be where we bounce. Like, in other words, right in between the two stop losses for Lux Algo is where I would say, like towards the top side, I would say we could go that low and bounce, whatever that is, probably 82.
Well, there's that curve here too. So when you see this thing curve, that's kind of like it acts as a support in a way. So there's a little curve in the trend catcher. So yeah, that could be a level, man, and that is where that CME gap is. So we could go down there, guys. But keep in mind, man, if we go down there, it's healthy. It's not a bad thing, right? Well, that's a 30% correction in the middle of a bull market. And I think if we go down to the CME gap, dude, I'm going to have my buy orders loaded up, dude. I think that's going to be massive. Massive. I got to jump off Sierra in like 5 minutes, dude. So I'll let you have it. But let me just look at some targets here for Lux Algo. Let's look at some targets really fast, dude. On the weekly, guys, we're still in an uptrend. We do have our buy signal, but it's not confirmed. The trend catcher is still green, and the smart trail is still blue. So these are still bullish. Let's see if we get a confirmation on it. The confirmation would be this trend catcher flipping red, and then we'll get our targets to the downside, or this smart trail flipping. Let me look at the money flow. Where'd my money flow go? Money flow was in the green. Now it's coming down. Remember, on the weekly, we also have that the MACD, the bearish crossover that could take us down a little bit further. So there is that potential, man, for us to continue down and close that CME gap. Just keep that in mind, guys. Just keep that in mind. That's something Sierra's been, talking about for a long time now. Long time. All right, so that's our targets for the weekly. Really kind of indecisive right now. We need to see where today's candle closes or the weekly candle closes, and then we can kind of look to see where we'll head next on the daily. My neck's itchy. Hey, am I using my microphone? Can you hear the microphone?
Yeah, I hear it coming out of the mic right in front of you. Yep.
All right, cool. Let's see. Daily. 18. It's the one thing they need to change, dude.
Signal sensitivity.
Yeah. All right. So on the daily, there's that little, what's it called, that we thought would happen yesterday. And it did, but it went down a little bit further. So on the daily, Yeah, on the daily, guys. Lux Alga does have its targets to the downside. 18. This has been confirmed. Yep, the smart trail, the trend catcher has flipped red. The smart trail is red. Targets to the downside. It's a strong move. We already hit target one. Target two is going to be at 80,000, dude, on the daily. So
Damn.
that's what Lux Alga is calling, man.
Damn, dude. Look
That
at
is the
that.
CME gap. That is
Holy
the CME
shit.
gap. Let's cut it down to half a day. Let's see what it says on the shorter term here. Fuck it. Let's go to 4 hour.
Look at the brutalization of this on the chart though. This is going to be a not a Black Thursday type fall, but this will be talked about. People say,
Yeah.
remember that day? It'll be at least a day like that. But in 5 years from now, nobody's going to give a shit about this. I
Yeah.
promise you.
So let's see. Let's see. We did get our green dot, our reversal dot here, our triangle on the smart money on the oscillator matrix, the smart money flow down here. We did get that. Our momentum starting to try to curve a little bit. We got our bottoming out signal here. That's that orange X. So this could be one of those things where we just come back up for a correction, right? So the overall trend is down. Obviously, we can see that.
We're not
So
talking about sideways though. I mean, the one thing we haven't, neither one of us have thought about, what if that bottom signal where the X is, what if
Mhm.
we don't even go back up to 91 or 96? What if we just go consolidate
we
sideways a little
we
bit and
could,
then,
yeah,
yeah,
we could. But with this, so getting that green triangle in the momentum wave starting to curve over our bottoming out signal here, I think that this could just be part of that wave here, man. This is the 4 hour. So I would expect this, guys. This would be my trade if I had to take a trade on the shorter time frames. I'd really like to drop it to the 1 hour, but on the 4 hour, man, if you see this thing come up and hit its head on that area of resistance at 92, 91, 92, that could be an opportunity to short and go to that target. On the 4 hour, that second target is going to be 83, 84,000. So that could be a good opportunity on the 4 hour there. And to get past that, man, we want to look at this the swing high area. There's no like good point because it just goes sideways here. So it would be 99,000, the area we've been trying to look at to to yeah, to reverse here, to officially reverse, man. We got to get back above this area of support now. Hopefully, it doesn't turn into resistance. But on the short, I would look for that. Get rejected, red candle, short down to 83. On a long, if we come up and do something like this, boom, maybe bounce around in here. But once we break this right here, actually, I didn't put it in the right spot. But once we come back through and break an area of resistance, which is going to be this downtrend. Once we come back through and break it, you want to look for a retest. I drew this out completely wrong, but you want to look for a retest and then break that and then look to go long. That officially is saying that the market's, trying to reverse here, but we got to get above this. The level is the same. We got to get above this $98,000 level, man. And until we do that, all this is just fucking noise. The trend is down on the 4 hour. So what do? You short, you want to go with the trend. So I would look to short that, man, if we do come back down or get some kind of pump, correction pump or some shit. That's nasty, dude.
So it looks like 86,800, with a very short term bounce on the 15-minute chart. I'm looking at the 15-minute chart. You're getting this very tiny bounce, but can you pull up the 15-minute chart? I know that's a little radical. We never do this, but we're trying to get so specific, can you pull that up on there or no?
Yeah, I got it up right here.
Okay. This is what I'm looking at on the big screen. You see that last little bounce there? It's kind of like this weak little boop, the very small last bounce. If you
Right here.
measure, if you measure from the bottom of that bounce to the top of the move that we just came down, maybe that purple candle down, if you measured from
You're
there to
talking about
there,
like the corrected. The
Yeah, what or even without the fibs, just the length of that move.
mm.
If you extrapolated that, and let's just say this was our sideways bounce, and then made another move down, how far would that put us?
Oh, like if
If you
this was
extrapolate one line from there, just draw not even the huge move. I'm talking about that move from like shit. It's kind of hard to. Yeah,
yeah,
right
looks
from
like
that purple candle, right from the sell signal. You see where the sell signal is? Right
yeah,
there. If you measured that downward movement and then extrapolated a candle and put it down, that would put us down at what?
probably around probably around like 83, 84. 80,
83.
83, 83.
So
Yeah.
that $82,000 level keeps coming up to me on my radar. 82, 83, 82, 83. 80 is the CME gap.
Mm,
83 doesn't quite bring us there. So even with a move, even with a continuation move right now,
yeah.
um, it's tough, dude. This is one of those calls where
Yeah.
I would say this is going to be a thing we have to watch all week.
So
Unfortunately, we got to
yeah,
pay attention to this shit all week. It's not going to be
this
a one day over thing.
yeah, this lines up with kind of what I was just saying. On the 4 hour that I pointed out, um, that's why I would look for a short trade, like coming up. Shit, you bastard. Coming up here, hitting your head there, and then coming back down. That's why I would look for a
Yeah.
short trade. So on the 4 hour, the trend is bearish. We have our resistance is right above us that was support. And on the 15-minute, that kind of coincides with this, man. It's showing that we could get a short-term bounce here, and that would put us back up here. So that's what I would look for, man. Maybe a little bounce here. We got our momentum wave. We got our bullish divergence. Maybe we come down, double bottom, and then pop up, get rejected. I mean, it could be an opportunity for a short. I'm not trading in none of this shit, dude. Not
Yeah,
this
no,
time
no,
frame
no.
is.
Yeah, don't get it
Mm-mm.
twisted, ladies and
Yeah, I'm not
gentlemen.
trading shit.
We're not really even giving you trading setups right now. We're just
I
telling.
ain't trading shit.
We're trying to guess which direction the price is
Mm,
going right now, which is hard enough. I mean, it's difficult enough just to make a guess
yeah.
right now. But the mere fact of the matter is, what matters most is which direction are we going to go harder when we do move, up or
Mm,
down? And the answer to that is up,
it's up. Yeah.
because right now, if you're close to the CME gap, we're in a bearish spot. I mean, the summer ain't here yet. I mean, you got the summer pump that I still think happens, and then you've got the winter pump that I think still happens. I don't think either one of those have happened yet. So, um, the worst of it is technically over, because
Oh
even if
shit.
we fell to
Keep talking,
79K,
Sierra.
it ain't that big a deal. And you guys should have the courage to know that this is not the bear market, especially if you've been watching us. That being said, um, it is nice to kind of have an idea where the market's going to go short term. And I do start to see a nice curving out right here. It looks like 86.4 is the level we're on right now. If we do break below 86.4, that second take profit where Lux Algo has the second take profit is where I believe we're going next, which is
Mhm.
what,
80,
85.
85.
So
Yeah.
you're counting pennies at this point. If you're worried about, oh my God, it's going to go lower, who gives a shit? It's only going to go lower by you know a certain amount or a certain percentage, in my opinion, unless this is the bear market, and then me and Wes are just totally just wasting our time with
Right.
everything, bro. Like that was the top, and that's it. Pack it up, and we're going home. But
Right.
I still don't see that shit. None of the indicators, none of the charts, long term, are
Yeah.
saying that this is the top at all.
Yeah.
There's not a single one. So if it's definitely not the top, and we haven't even gone up to 120 yet,
Mm.
what the hell are you scared for? You should not be scared. If you're scared strictly based on the
Hurt.
price
Yes.
action, you are making a horrible investment decision. You need to retrain your brain and
Yeah.
realize that Trump and Elon, MicroStrategy, Fink, BlackRock, Fidelity, Vanguard, all these guys are freaking buying right now, dude.
Yeah.
They're not selling shit. They are buying. And I'll even go a step further and say that this was probably somewhat due to the fact that all of those guys want to
Yeah.
buy cheaper Bitcoin. So
Siri, I'm about to have to jump off, man. But you want to?
train your brain, man. Retrain your brain. No, I'm gonna hop off too. I
Are
just
you too? Okay, I was gonna
yeah,
say you
because
can stay, man.
I
If you want.
wanna no, I wanna get on I want to get on the charts and a little bit closer.
Yeah.
And then I'll just give updates on Twitter all day, you guys, because we're gonna
There
keep an eye on it
is
for you.
there is this. Hold on one second, man. I didn't look at this real quick. I'm gonna be fucking late. I'm gonna be late to work. There is this on the 12 hour. I think we looked at the 24, but on the 12, man, you can see there is still a little liquidity pocket here, right below us at 85.7. So that kind of
That's at
lines up with Buck's
85.
algo's call. Yeah, and there is a little bit below us, below that. Okay, so that last pocket of liquidity 84, 83. So I mean, guys, just know that we could go there. There is a reason for the market makers to take it there. There's a little more liquidity. I mean, they've already gotten a lot of liquidity out of the market so far, but there is that little pocket here of what is that, 45 million of liquidations. But then after that, most of the liquidity is to the upside. So let's see, man. Let's see where we close today, and we will go from there. And that's all I got, man. Just be careful, guys, and don't just trade blindly, man. Make sure you have a good setup and you're looking at all your time frames, and just make sure that they're confluent with each other before you just blindly make a trade.
And check your Twitter. Make sure you're following the Crypto Remora at Sierra Crypto and at Crypto MacGyver. Make sure you guys are following us because we're going to give you the tweets and posts out throughout the day and give you guys updates and shit. So just stay tuned, man. We got another good show coming up on Thursday.
Yeah, man. That was fun, dude. Thank you guys so much. And